Hello guys, in this video I'll be showing you how I did install my Madbull Noveske RAS successfully. This will be a commentary over my recorded footage, and footage itself starts with me taking the flash hider off and the front side along with the fake gas tube. I had removed the handguards prior to starting this recording, and there you go. This ring goes away for storage along with the handguards. Remove the aluminum ring and the O-ring if you want, store them away. I also took care of removing that sling mount, and at this point, to free up your barrel, you need to take out the dreaded delta ring. Now, this can be one of the most challenging tasks if your gun it comes pretty much brand new in stock and you've never done that. On most stock rifles, the delta ring is tightened. I don't know how they did that, but it's like ultra tight. So you can use a tube wrench like the one that I'm showing you in the video. You lower the delta ring and you make sure you get a firm grip on the spiked metal inner ring, and then take out either the inner barrel and the delta ring themselves. For some reason I had the inner barrel still inside. Make sure you take it away before installing the RAS itself, because it makes things easier and it doesn't get in place. So once you've done that, you can just unscrew the delta ring and remove it along with the inner barrel, with the outer barrel, sorry. Now in my delta ring I had some aluminum spacer that you can take out. I tried it with my Noveske RAS, but it's not necessary to put it. You can still use it if you need to add, an additional buffer to the threads, but it wasn't my case. The Madbull Noveske RAS is made exactly up to spec with the upper receiver, so well, it works really well. I'll show you in just a second. This was me just trying this delta ring out, and this is how you should clamp on it and turn. Remember, it unscrews on the opposite way that you would unscrew your flash hider. So on these king arms, the flash hider was counterclockwise tightening, so that makes the delta ring the opposite way. If you want, you can lube the threads a little bit with some silicone oil or stuff. You can put the outer barrel in. There's only one way to do that, because there's a little screw that just goes into a threaded part, and then you put this black cylinder that comes with a Noveske rail that's gonna act as a guide. As you can see, there are lots of thread holes in there, and that is to make sure that the RAS fits no matter how. Now this is me just checking for the correct alignment, and now that I look at this footage, I can tell you what I would do if I had to install a RAS again. When you tighten the cylinder in, make sure you take note where which holes the RAS will be tightened on, but don't just install it yet. Make sure you don't really tighten the cylinder a lot, because you will be giving the entire RAS the final adjustment to make sure the Picatinny rail on top aligns perfectly with the RAS. What I've done here is I just secured all the 6 screws. I pretty much had the RAS in the correct position, but since I didn't exactly double check to fine tune it and the cylinder was already tightened in, you'll see I'll face some trouble to untighten it and reset it. That's because the entire RAS it becomes almost a one-piece thing with the upper receiver. So this is how it should look once it's done. You probably cannot see it from the video, but the RAS was slightly off with the upper receiver rail. And once it's tightened in, it's really hard to just get a grip on it and unscrew it. But it's doable if you do it the way I told you before. That is, just by giving the final adjustment once you've done it, things will be much easier than now. So if this happens, then you went a little bit farther in tightening the cylinder. You can, provided that you have enough strength, and as you can see, you can loosen it and then give it the very final adjustment to make it blend exactly with the upper receiver, so that the rail becomes a one-piece thing. This is me checking the alignment. It doesn't really have to be 1000% on spot, but you know, it's better, and once it's there it won't come off easily, so you'll probably never ever take it away. So at that point I just tried this rear side. I just made sure it was placed from the RAS to the upper receiver, just to see how the threads matched. And then I don't know why I had trouble securing the rear side, because as you can see, the back, I didn't check the back tooth, and it didn't really clamp on it until I found out the reason and really untightened it and then secured it back. So this is pretty much it. One thing that you will be facing is a difficulty in putting the gas tube back. In my King Arms, the upper receiver has a hole in which you can put the fake gas tube, but in the Madbull RAS there's that tiny spacer. It's actually, it looks like a screw that goes across the rear of the RAS, and that makes it impossible to fit the fake gas tube into the upper receiver. You can hammer it away, as I did, and then it will, you know, your RAS will be completely open on the top to allow the fake gas tube to go in, and this will make the entire front side go back to where it was supposed to be with no actual change. Some people trim the fake gas tube. I actually thought it was better to just remove that little pin. I might just cut half of the pin and then put it back, just to make it look as the pin was there, but it's really minor. Now here I'm installing the front side back, and since the barrel floats on a higher level than the entire receiver, I use the orange flash hider as a buffer to avoid bending the outer barrel, because that front side looks really nasty to put back, but once it's there it doesn't tilt, so that's what you want from that post. And this is it. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye bye.